Thank you for tuning in to Dose of Om. I'm founder Chantel WYA, and can we just say that 2017 was a growth year? Can I get a hallelujah amen? Yes. 2017. But before we get into that, hi, my name is Chantel WYA. I'm the founder of Dose of Om, which is a monthly subscription wellness kit. In the Dose of Om membership, you will receive 5 to 6 products or activities that will help you find your Om. And what is your Om? You ask? It's your bliss, it's your center, it's your happiness, it is your me time defined by you. My goal with Dose of Om is to help women, especially women of color, define their me time. We like to be the super people of the world, and unfortunately, though we take care of so many other people in our world, in our lives, we fail to take care of ourselves. And self-care is so important when it comes to being as super as we want to be. So my hope with Dose of Om is to normalize the conversation with self-care and help you define that for yourself so you can find your center, find your balance, and find your sense of peace and be that much more refreshed to go ahead and conquer your goals, dominate your accomplishments, dominate everything that you want to do on your to-do list. So I haven't recorded a video in a hot little minute. You know, the way life is set up, you have to live it for a living. And I have been living life and finding my Om and really defining what I want to do with Dose of Om. I have had the pleasure of meeting some amazing people, some amazing vendors, some really great people who are doing some spectacular things in a multitude of range. I'm currently in an incubator, you know, to build a technology, so I can't wait to reveal that to you in January when we have our big demo day. I'm super excited because Dose of Om has been the inspiration behind what I am trying to build, which is a wellness tracker, specifically a gamified wellness tracker. So think of it in the sense of every time you make a healthy decision, every time you decide to let fitness be your goal, every time you decide to take care of your wellness overall, you get rewarded. So that is the technology that I'm currently building, and of course I will share a lot more with you. Also with Dose of Om, I was featured on ebony.com, so I'm super excited to have been featured. Special shout out to Arkita McCormick, who interviewed me for that feature. Really exciting, really great opportunity, and looking forward to even more opportunities in the future. So many really crazy things have happened. We have 100 respondents in our customer discovery. We have 1,200 subscribers. We have 50 influencers. So excited to have so many wonderful members as a part of our Dose of Om subscription box. We launched our campaign. We were able to really define what it is that we wanted to create, and because of that, I have been able to sponsor a conference. Shout out to Arlene Timmons and Yes Women on the Rise conference and all the beautiful women who were there. We have been able to do some really great work in the community. We have been able to really get people to not just have a conversation about self-care, but to really take their self-care take it to heart, to make it really, really important. Of course, you know, the interesting thing about self-care, when people talk about it, they see it as in terms of being selfish. And you know, when you're taking care of yourself, it is not an act of selfishness. If anything, it's an act of selflessness, because in order for you to be able to take care of your husband, your wife, your significant other, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your children, you know, you have to be in a place where you can pour into other people. So many times we want to pour into this, pour into that, pour into this person, pour into that person, but we're empty on the inside. And how do you keep yourself filled? You have to bring it back to center. You have to bring it back to home. And if you think of your body and you think of yourself as home, the vessel by which you are able to flourish, then you have to remember you got to take care of house, and you are your own house. So with Dose of Om, it's all about self-care, and I'm really excited to go forward in 2018 to be able to do some even bigger stuff, some even more amazing stuff, to work with some really great people and to learn even more. Some things that I did this year to really hone in on my home and my center was I really had to start creating rituals. I personally wanted to become a little bit more disciplined, and even going forward, I want to work on being much more consistent. For me, I know that I am at my best when I have a little bit of a regiment to work with, and of course, I have learned that you can't quite be so rigid in those plans. You always have to have opportunities or be open to opportunities for things to kind of change up, or you have to be flexible enough. So for me, like, I had to start really figuring out what those rituals were for myself that allowed me to hone in on my self-care. And for me, that definitely included, waking up a little bit earlier. So before, it would be so hard for me to wake up before 10 o'clock. Like, your girl was not getting up before 10 o'clock. And luckily, being an entrepreneur for so long, I had that luxury. But I learned that in order for me to be my best self, in order for me to be my best self for my clients, for my contracts and everything like that, I had to start waking up a little bit earlier. So I started waking up at 7:30, and I mean, it works. Some days I'm up at 7:30, some days I may sleep in a little bit and I'm not up until about 9 o'clock. But I learned that waking up just a little bit earlier allowed me to have a little bit of time to myself, and allowed me to have time enough to get ready mentally, spiritually, and physically to be my best self for everything else that I wanted to do for the rest of the day. I also learned that I have to stick with reading something motivational and inspirational or aspirational in the morning. Lately, I have been tuning into the Bible app, and they have some really great devotionals there. So whether you are a Christian or whether you're just spiritual or the like, the Bible app is really cool because it has some really cool devotionals in it that helps you to think through some things and helps you to hone in on some things. So for me, I really enjoy every morning for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, I may listen to a podcast that's inspirational. I'll tune into that devotional, and sometimes I may even meditate. And what that does for me is it allows me to just clearly focus on intention, clearly focus on, not thinking about everything that happened the day before or the week before, or coming up with my to-do list or running down my to-do list, because of course we all love to do that. But, it really allowed me to just be quiet mentally, and to just hone in on my spirit and hone in on cultivating my spirit. So that absolutely works for me. Also, I love to take a bath, but it's when I take a bath. Don't get me wrong, your girl would totally take a bath every day if there was time enough in the day to take it, because I can be in the tub for about a good hour or so. But when I would take those baths would normally be when the full moon was the fullest and the brightest, and I would turn the lights off in the bathtub, I would light a good candle, and I would open that window and be able to see the beautiful brightness of the moon, and I would bathe under the full moon. And of course, I like to, put my little concoctions in there. I've got my bath tea, I've got my salts, I've got my oils, and I would sit in the tub and I would meditate. And doing that a few times during the month really allowed me to not just detox my body and cleanse my body, but it allowed me to cleanse my spirit and some things that I may have been trying to overcome for that particular month. And it works for me. Also, I'm definitely a girl. I have to write things down, because if I don't write things down, I may forget. But learning to write things down and let my mind flow, especially when I'm in the ideation stage for my contracts, has absolutely helped me. So taking a lot of what I learned about myself for this year, I want to bring it to Dose of Om, or I am bringing it to Dose of Om, to help you to be able to find your own, to help you to be able to find your center. So I'm so excited to be opening membership back up. We are relaunching February 1st, opening membership up, and then the boxes will go out in March, possibly April. And we're super excited. I want to hear, what do you do? How do you own? What is those series of things? What are those rituals that you like to do that really helps you bring the center? What have you learned about yourself this year? Has 2017 been a challenging year for you too? Because girl, when I say everybody went through it this year, everybody went through it this year. So, you know, trust that it is a part of the process. 2017 has absolutely been a growth year for every single person pretty much on this planet. And the reason why we all had to go through it is because 2018 is all about activation. It's all about taking everything that we've learned, taking those things we learned about ourselves, about the environment around us, and about the things that we like and the things that we know that we need to do, and putting it into action for 2018. And now, with it being the end of the year, you can start 2018 in a place where you know exactly what you need in your environment to create your own. You know what's gonna fly, and you know what's not gonna fly, and you know who needs to be in your tribe in order to help you grow and to help you glow up. So yeah, I'm definitely interested. What has 2017 meant for you? What are some challenges or some growth opportunities that you experienced? And are you excited for 2018? Because I am. I'm actually pretty excited for 2017. It was a growth year, but I don't think it was my toughest year. I think I experienced that in 2016, and 2016 set me up for 2017, and 2017 is setting me up for 2018 and beyond. So think of it like that. 2017 was a tough year, but look how strong you are. Look how smart you are. Look how much you've grown. Like, think about it like that. So 2018 is definitely our year, period, and beyond. And no matter what you're going through, always remember that the trials that you're going through are lessons, and those lessons are blessings in disguise. So that's what I'm going to leave with you. I'm excited that this is my first video back. So yes, please pressure me to stay on these videos, because one of my goals for 2018 is to be more consistent. And so I actually do love these videos. I remember when I was like, oh, I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to myself, because sometimes you got to do that. So thank you for tuning in to Dose of I hope I didn't ramble on too much and that this video wasn't too long. Leave me some notes in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And of course, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at doseofom.com. And I hope you're ready. You need to be ready, because the way this launch is set up, you ain't ready for it. But go ahead and go to the website, www.doseofom.com, and go ahead and start that membership. We can't wait to have you. February is going to be an amazing month for us in 2018 and beyond. And I'm really excited because we have some events we have coming up, and we have some really spectacular surprises. So, of course, you already know, but if you don't, take a deep breath. Release, relax, find your own. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon. Woo! We did that. We did.